my days. However, I have been this whole thing with Breonna Taylor has really broken my heart, even though we all knew that this was going to happen. We all knew that there was going to be no justice for Breonna Taylor. And it's just crazy how the officer, only one officer got indicted out of three. And he got convicted for bullets that didn't even hit Breonna. You know what I mean? So I just found that very it's so disappointing that this is still happening. You know what I mean? So it's disappointing that racism still exists. And I just say out there to my people, I know that we're upset, I know that we're angry. So I think we need to be smart, and at the same time, not just be smart, but just strategize and plan so we can come up with the next thing. You know what I mean? Because right now, a lot of people are hurt, a lot of people are angry. I'm angry, and it's just important that we work as a community so we can bring justice to Breonna. But moving on, I have a special guest today, and I'm so excited to talk about her because, I love to represent women of color. And this one girl, she is so fierce. Like, she is super fierce. And what I love about her, she's from Japan. And I love that she is such a hard worker. And every time I work with her, she keep me on my toes. She be like, that ain't it. So, you know what I mean? I'm going to be bringing her on pretty soon. But I also want to shout out my mama, because it's my mama's birthday. Happy birthday to my mama, and happy birthday to all the Libras. Also, I want to shout out to Young Boss Media. We had our Young Boss Media conference the other day, last weekend, and I taught the intellectual properties, and I also did the ins and outs of erotic business. And so that was really, really dope. That was really, really dope. So shout out to Young Boss Media. Shout out to everybody on the conference. And so let's get up into our show. So my girl, Karin, and I'll be messing up her last name, y'all. And people mess up my last name all the time. They be calling me Yaminah, Legohn. So when I bring her on here, I'm going to let her pronounce it a little better because I don't want to mess it up, because she's too much of a fierce chick for y'all not to know how to say her name, okay? But my girl, okay, like I said, she's from Japan. And then from Japan, she went to New York. And then from New York, she went to Los Angeles. And it was like so dope that she's been able to push her career. She's a professional dancer. She is a teaching artist. She does Vogue. She does whacking. She does hip hop. She does burlesque. She does jazz. She's super, super talented. And not only that, she's worked with artists like Ariana Grande, Major Lazer, 50 Cent, Nike, and more. So she's definitely somebody to look out for because she is off the chain. So I'm about to bring her in, and I think my Wi-Fi might be tripping a little bit, and I might have to come in and out. But before we do that, I want to invite and bring in our girl, Karin. Everybody give it up to Karin. Hey, girl. Hey. How you doing? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Tatsuoka. Tatsuoka, girl. Yes. Tatsuoka. Keep telling people your name. Keep telling. I'm gonna come out real quick with my wife.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Yes. Can you see me?
Yes. No, I cannot see you.
Can you see me now?
No.
I should be coming in again. Can you see me now?
It's loading.
It's loading? Okay. It should be loading. Okay. So you'll see me in a second. I'm not sure what's going on with StreamYard. However, so you're from Japan.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about you living in Japan.
Sorry, say that again, please.
Tell us about your experience as a dancer in Japan.
In the industry?
In Japan.
In Japan.
Yes.
I actually started dancing when I was 19. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, I started taking dance classes, and the first job I did was TV show in Japan. And it was my first show, and it was like a kind of, it's pretty famous TV, like artist music TV show. So it was big for me. That was when I was, I think, 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then from there, you've been in New York. You were in New York about 8.5 years, correct?
Sorry, say that again.
I said you moved to New York about 8.5 years ago.
I actually, first time I moved to LA first, 2012 April, and I went to language school, and I was I was studying English, and I was taking dance classes, maybe like 3 to 5 classes in a day, almost every day, and train, and then I moved to New York to go to a community college, and I went to New York to train more different dance styles.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you went to LA first. I didn't know that. I thought you
LA first. Yeah,
LA first.
first year was LA, because I've heard LA has more opportunities and stuff. So I was supposed to stay in the US just only 1 year.
Oh,
I told my mom and my dad I want to go to America. I want to study dance. And they say, okay, only 1 year you can go to study and dance and have fun. And but I'm still here.
you're still here, and you're doing. Can you see me now? I know it's blurry. Can you see my face?
I can see you, but a little blurry.
A little blurry. Okay. Well, we're gonna continue on. StreamYard does not like my Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna have to figure that out in the future. But you look awesome. You look clear. You look beautiful. I was going to tell you, like, you performed with my Red Light Special group, and I knew you before, and with your purple hair, I know you were dancing prior, and I was like, she is fierce. You know what I mean? And I wanted to ask you, as a woman of color, as an Asian woman, what type of challenges have you faced in the industry?
What did you say? What?
What type of challenges have you faced?
I think, like Asian, like how do you say? As an Asian, like industry, they looking for one black woman, one white girl, and one like Latina, and one Asian. So it's very like small, right? So it feels like, and like not that many Asians live in America. I feel like, I don't know, the industry wise.
Industry-wise,
Yeah. So I feel like very competitive in the Asian like Asian community. Because my Japanese friends can be my, like,
competition.
yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So how do you guys deal with competition? Do you guys support each other?
I think we support each other, because everybody, my friends, even like Japanese friend, we all do different styles. So I think our strengths and weaknesses are very different. So depending on the artist, or like looks, like, I you know I see who fits which artist, blah blah blah, and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you've been playing it smart.
Mm-hmm.
You've been really smart about that, and
Right.
that's pretty dope that you're looking at it from a perspective where you know your lane. You know what you're good at.
Right.
And that's good that you know what you're good at. How long have you been training? When did you start training?
Wait, when?
Mm-hmm.
I started training when I was in Japan. When I was 19, I started with learning hip hop and like street jazz, like a jazz funk. So only I took 2 classes in a week, and then I still went to a community college in Japan. So 2 classes in a week, and I was taking it, but I became more serious about dance, and then I was taking jazz, ballet, hip hop, house, and different styles.
Okay. How's the industry in Japan?
Industry in Japan is very different. You know, like America, like Missy Elliott, or like more artistic and more like full out and dancing, right?
Yeah.
And like wearing heels in the dance industry is very like it's kind of normal, right? If you be on a job, maybe you will wear heels. It's like a regular or regular, right? But in Japan, that because of the Japanese song, the way like the Japanese song sound is like more like chill, like a less dancing, not like so flew out, and it's more like a smiley and like more like little more different.
Right.
Yeah.
What's with the competition?
In Japan?
Yeah.
I actually haven't been in Japanese dance industry like very short, so I'm not familiar. But one Japanese famous artist, her name is Amuro Namie. Her face is very small, and like if her backup dancer, if some dancers looks prettier than her or skinnier than her, she doesn't want to see them. Yeah. Yeah, and then I've heard if you are like consistently doing backup dance for a specific artist, you cannot work with different artists in Japan.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you work for Janet Jackson for 8 years, Janet doesn't allow you to work with other like artists in Japan. That's what
Why
I
do you think that is?
Because the artist wanted like us, feel special and like like own team. So they want them as like a brand, part of the brand.
So how about like compared to working in Japan to the US, do you feel that they pay you guys? Where do you feel you get paid better, in Japan or in the US for your art?
More, if one pays more. I feel like America pays more. Because Japan, if you do 1 hour rehearsal, the maximum you get is $60.
Okay.
So
That's the maximum. That's the maximum?
Yeah, I think I've heard. Yeah, because America, if you work like 4 hours, 175, and if you have full rehearsal and 250 or something like that, right? But in Japan, it's not like that. Maybe even though if you rehearse 4 hours, 8 hours, you get maybe like $100. That's it.
Oh.
Very little.
Wow. So I understand why decided to work hard in New York and LA. So you can be able to have a platform so you could get paid.
Get paid?
I said, since you've been here in the US, you feel better about your work being paid here in the US.
US, yes.
Yeah. So who's your favorite artist that you've worked with so far?
So far, I would say J Balvin or
Okay.
Major Lazer.
Yeah, I like Major Lazer. They're pretty dope.
Yeah.
What style of dance were you doing?
What did you say?
What style
What style?
did you do?
The Major Lazer and J Balvin, the collaboration one it was more about acting.
Ooh.
Like the title was like I forget, it was in Spanish. So I forgot
Okay.
it. But it was like a follow the footstep, like a footprint. So it like 3 female dancers and 3 men, men. And then like we had to act and then kind of dancing but more freestyle. So I just did a voguing and
Okay, so you did your Vogue.
yeah.
Y'all don't know. You hitting it with that Vogue, y'all. She has the whipping, the this and the that. Like, you are super fierce. So my next question to you is, coming from Japan and then blending with other cultures, like hip hop culture, Latin culture. How does that feel integrating in that? How do you make yourself fit in with other cultures so you can also stand out? Do you study that culture? Do you just jump in it? What's that process like?
What's the process?
Yeah, for you.
For me, when I was little, my dad used to teach Japanese to like foreigners, like people who came to Japan to work from like Brazil or from the US to teach English to Japanese students. So I always had a like I always went with my dad and then like spend time with like international people since I was little. And then my dad used to love traveling. So since I was 6, I traveled to Malaysia, Hawaii, Korea, and Thailand and Taiwan, and like those, like I went to, I've been to different countries, and then when I came to the U.S., it's more mixed. So I'm like, wow, I learn from different culture from making friends and talking to them and like hearing the different cultures, history, and then the religions that they believe in and stuff because it's very very different.
Yeah.
Sometimes surprising.
Yeah. I want to say I commend you.
Commend you.
I commend you because you work hard
Thank you.
and you actually want to learn
Yeah, want to learn
other cultures. And sometimes when people are coming from other cultures, they just want to do it.
They just want to do it.
They just want to do the dance. They don't want to learn the culture.
I see.
But you want to learn the culture.
Yeah, I wanted to learn the culture, where the culture came from, where the history, like what's the history, because otherwise you don't understand, you know. So learning the culture more makes me appreciate the people or the culture more. So
I love hearing that. I love hearing that. More people need to say that. You know what I mean? So I'm happy that you're saying that. So you were from Japan to the US.
Yes.
In the US, you went from LA to New York, and now you're in LA.
Yes.
So what's your goal? What's your career?
My goal for career is my biggest goal is to be on tour, world tour with Janet Jackson.
Ooh.
I love Janet so much. Yeah.
Well, you can manifest that, girl. You can
Yeah.
make that happen.
I will manifest it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's still working.
Yeah. She's 57, but she still, looks amazing and still sings and dancing. And yeah. So,
Yeah, yeah. Awesome.
yeah.
So, how has the COVID? How has that affected your work?
It definitely, the jobs are very, very slow. But
Mhm.
the first gig during the quarantine I got booked was for our national TV commercial for Facebook Messenger's rooms.
Okay.
That was like they were playing the commercial all over the world, Italy and different countries and stuff. So I was very, very happy. And actually we shot it in my room because of the COVID. They brought professional equipment to in front of my room, and then
Oh, that's what they did.
they brought it in front of my apartment room, and then we we set it up. My roommates helped me, and then to set up, and then we had to put the roll, the camera, the,
Right.
yeah, the lighting, and you know, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So that's good. You got to get a job
yeah,
in COVID.
yes, and then
So
yeah, hmm
I'm listening. Keep going.
like July, after July it got better, and then like I did a music video shoot for Patrick Stir.
Mhm.
He runs cosmetic brand, his
Okay.
first cosmetic brand, and it's called One Size. And he said one size fits all. And yeah, he was running that cosmetic to Sephora. Yeah, at this.
Oh,
hmm And
that's
I worked with my house mother Leomi on set. She
okay.
flew to LA, and then all the legendary from the real Vogue ballroom scene, they were
Mhm.
there. So like it was very like happy moment. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm,
She's great. She is
so amazing. Yes.
like she never fails to amaze me. She just seems to get better,
hmm
better, and
hmm
better.
Yes.
I love that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because a lot of times people who are leaders
hmm
or they've been doing it for a long time,
hmm
sometimes they let their ego
Mm.
get in the way. And
hmm
so I like that she just keeps going. You know
hmm
what I mean?
hmm
So you're part of House of Amazon.
Yes.
How you been part of that house?
How did I be part of the
Yeah.
house? So I started taking voguing at Perry Dance Center like Danielle, and I started taking Leomi and Omari, Toro, like different Vogue teachers, and then I wanted to get better at it, and then I was taking Leomi's class, I think every Saturday at EXPG New York. And then after the class, like Leomi was hyping me so much in the class, like girl. And then after the class, she asked me like, "Are you in your house?" And then I was like, "No, not yet." And then she was like, "Come." Yeah, that's how she invited me, and then how I joined the house. Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah, because
Okay.
one week later, different house. Um, Toro, he's a
Yeah.
legendary Toro. He's in Mugler, and he asked me. So I'm like, I'm already in House of Amazon. So it was, I think, a timing for me to be in Amazon. So
Yeah.
I, I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. So what's your goals with being a part of house? What do you want to do with that? How do you want to leave your mark?
How do I?
What how do you want to leave your legacy? house of Amazon?
Mm. For me, representing House of Amazon is like Mother Leomi. So, you know, like I love ballroom singing, and then like the people who Leomi got inspired. Like I wanna carry the femme queens, and the energy, and I wanna carry that. Because I really love the way Leomi walks and gives
Mhm.
me so much energy. So yeah.
So, I think that's awesome. So my serious question to you, for being a representative of Asian women in the industry, what would you like to see happen more for our upcoming Asian dancers? What kind of opportunities do you want them to see? What kind of stereotypes do you want to be erased?
What kind of stereotypes I want to?
No, well, let me rephrase that.
Yes.
What would you like to see happen for Asian dancers in a positive light? What more do you want to see happen for Asian dancers?
For Asian dancers,
Mhm.
what I want have to happen.
Yeah, what would you like to see for the future of dancers, Asian dancers in the industry? Because they always look for one black girl, one Latin girl,
Right.
one Asian girl, but
Mhm.
I don't usually see them booking a lot of Asian dancers, you know, on a consistent basis.
Mhm.
What would you like to see for Asian dancers? Do you want them to have more opportunities? Do you want to see yourself represented more?
I think, because it's funny because sometimes, like, people like choreographers wanna hire like maybe many Asians sometimes, and
Mhm.
that's good too. But like a few like Asian people, we feel like, oh, if it that it doesn't seem special. So they wanna be the one, you know.
Okay.
So I don't know. I want to see more opportunities for, I think, everybody, because like people, my Japanese, like highly respect, like the dancers. They've been in the industry maybe over 10 years.
Mm.
Professionally. I started working um, since 2018 in June. That time I got my visa got approved. So people who have been in the industry, they get booked, all the time. So
Yeah.
like I wanna see more like younger, like Asian people, or like new generation. They get more booked, and then like we will
Yes.
continue.
I
yeah,
agree. I want
yeah.
to see more work for my Japanese dancers, for all my Asian dancers. I do want to see, especially like sexy. I don't usually see enough representation
Mhm.
for Asian dancers, Asian women being sexy, being uh, just being passionate in that way.
Mm.
I don't see enough representation for women who are Asian and then being able to be sexy and love their body, and then being looked at as, oh, she's so beautiful.
Mhm.
I want to see more.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because I feel like all women are beautiful,
Mhm. I
you know?
agree.
And I
Mhm.
feel that all women should be able to express that and be represented.
Mhm.
Lingerie, uh, models, print work,
Mhm.
just more representation I would like to see.
Yeah.
And I feel that you've been doing an awesome job with representing
Mhm.
your culture. You know what I mean? And I want you to continue to do that.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you so much for coming on, Karin. I really enjoyed chatting it up with you.
Thank you so much for having me too.
Yes,
And
I
happy
want people.
birthday to your mom.
Thank you. Everybody, you can follow her. You can see her information down here at the bottom. And y'all, remember, we got to represent for our ladies, man. All of us got to be represented. All women of color. We got Black girls, or Latin girls, or Asian girls. We all have a voice. So I think us having unity, sticking together, working together, we all benefit from this. And so I want you to keep doing what you're doing. I know you're going to do that, but I want you to know that I see you, and I want you to keep going. Keep going. And just keep accomplishing your goals because you're it.
Yes.
And you can manifest what you want.
Right.
And you want to dance with Janet Jackson, I want to see you on stage with Janet too. Yeah. When that time happens, I'll be like, girl, remember this conversation?
I'll be so happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yes, girl. Well, thank you so much. It was
so much for
having you. Yes. Thank you so much, girl.
Yeah, nice talking to you.
you. Wow. All right, y'all. You heard our girl Karin. She is so dope. So make sure that you guys follow her. And we got to represent for the ladies, y'all. All of us need to be represented. So if you feel that you would like to see more representation from your culture, be that leader. Be that leader. Shine. Put your work out. Have content and more content and more content, and work together. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with your girl, Yaminah. I will see you next week at the same time, Thursday. Thank you for tuning in. Ciao.